Welcome back everyone to the second episode of my Captaining Guide series, where I will teach you everything I believe is essential to becoming a great team captain. Be sure to check out the playlist for the full guide and tune in to twitch.tv/kale to watch me live every Wednesday and ask any questions you may have. Without further ado, today's episode will be focusing on determining what you want as a captain, distinguishing the different kinds of goals, and getting you ready to recruit members. First and foremost, you need to know what you want as a captain. After all, it'll be your team. Without a clear vision of what you want, your team will be lost and confused. Ask yourself, what are my goals? How do I intend to achieve them? What can I accomplish in the near future? How much time am I willing to commit to competitive? How often do you want to hold practice sessions, reviews, and team bonding activities? Knowing the answers to these questions will help you find the ideal teammates that are striving for the same goals. Let's go more in depth about goals. What do I really mean by it? Your goals can be both short and long-term, more casual or hardcore, and they can also evolve and change as your team grows. Casual goals can include making new friends you otherwise wouldn't have interacted with, meeting people in the community at LANs, trying it out for fun, and contributing to the community in another unique way, like content creation featuring your team. On the serious end, you can set goals for a specific Ludi division long-term, with short-term, milestone-like placements in various tournaments, like reaching a silver bracket in 2 months, and then winning silver bracket within 4 months. Over time, you can sense when the team dynamic starts to change, and you'll need to mediate and communicate with your team when it happens to go over new goals that may develop. Goals aren't static, and if you have a good team, you'll strive for new and modified goals together. For example, let's say your long-term goal is to be banned from Low Inc., the biggest monthly low-level tournament. Maybe you don't have a set month to do it, but it is a hope to achieve it in a realistic amount of time. How much practice are you expecting from your team? 2 to 4 times a week? How serious will these practices be? Will they be mostly scrims, or have some opens or sendo queue sessions in between? One of the worst feelings as a captain is being disappointed in your team's results and sensing that displeasure from your teammates as well. The main cause of players leaving their teams and disbandment is the misalignment of goals, so this must be your first priority in understanding them yourself so that recruitment starts off on the right foot. If you already have a team put together, discuss with each member to confirm everyone is on the same page about goals as soon as possible. You may discover that this player is better off as a friend or a sub rather than a teammate. Back in April, near the start of my team, we wanted to win Low Inc. December of 2023. As time went on, we lost 2 members due to time inconsistencies and changing priorities to IRL commitments. Our goal was no longer to win Low Inc., but to find a dedicated 4th member to our roster and work our way up from there, knowing full well our progress would be set back. From reaching gold brackets consistently to going on losing streaks that cost us all hope of making a bracket, we started from the bottom all over again. However, this time we had a teammate who aligned with our values perfectly. Our goals have changed to going into every scrim and tournament with a growth mindset, focusing on improving our coordination rather than tournament placements, with Low Inc. as a thought on the back burner. Our expectations are extremely low, and yet we couldn't be happier with the health and growth of our team. Common goals are essentially the foundation of your team, and if they don't align, problems are inevitable down the line. Here's an example of my recruitment process. In our search for a new teammate, I immediately disclosed our drive and expectations and asked the applicant about their short and long-term goals. Side note, if you accept an applicant for a tryout right away without an interview phase, that's an immediate red flag. For my team, we are in no rush to reach mid-level, and I won't want to waste time on tryouts who are expecting to reach the top. We're essentially recruiting a long-term friend, a person we can vibe with as we enjoy comp at our own pace. It's better to be selective at the start than have to deal with issues later when results likely won't be up to a more competitive player's expectations. Recognizing your priorities will prevent a lot of errors in communication and will quicken the interview process. You don't need to have all your goals planned out to start your team. A lot of them can be figured out as you grow. One that I never even considered was getting to meet my entire team at a LAN, and now we're scheduled to meet at LTC 2024 for the first time. Now more than ever, we want to show off our skills and improve at least a little bit for the big event, and more importantly, get to hang out with the people we've been friends with online for more than a year. Your goals should get you excited and motivated. Make them challenging but achievable, and you'll always have something to look forward to. Once you get a decent understanding of what you want, you can move on to recruiting members. I'll be covering how to create your team post, how to handle interviews with applicants, and how to conduct tryouts in the next video. That's all for now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe for more guides, and I'll see you next time.